another third installment of Tuesday Night Takedowns. It's March 3rd. We're here at Jersey's Cards and Comics out in Hampton, Virginia. If you're in the area, make sure to stop by for all your needs. Join me on mic tonight is Evan. He's another member of our team, and he just didn't feel like playing Standard tonight, so we're going to be bringing you through. In this match tonight, we have August, who's going to be playing the Bird Trio sleeves, and Tyler, who's playing those nice teal-green sleeves. Tyler's playing an Abilities Art style deck, and August is going to be playing the Unbroken Bonds Blacephalon deck.
Yep. Just pretty much basic standard stuff. Neither of these decks are really anything new.
Yeah, we kind of just decided to go Standard this week to appeal to some of our players who don't follow our Facebook groups as often. So we're going to be doing our next 2 weeks in Expanded, getting ready for Charlotte Regionals. If you see us there and you want to give a shout out, we'll be around. So we're about to start this round, and going first is August? Tyler. Okay, Tyler will be going first. They look like they're set up, so you may begin.
Interesting start from both players.
Yeah, this does not seem like where you really want to be.
I mean, I'm looking at the giraffe rig.
Yeah. And I don't think Tyler took a mulligan during setup, so August kind of opted just to leave that giraffe rig. Maybe his hope is that Tyler starts pitching some fire energy and he can get lost it to avoid Victini coming back later on, avoid some of those fire crystal plays. I don't know. I think you could really have capitalized on the Didene start if you have two fire decks playing off. You're going to be able to play off Tyler's stadiums, and August is going to be able to have his own tools. He probably could have donked this Dedenne, especially if Tyler didn't have any real Pokemon search yet. And so far we've seen some Fiery Flint to grab some fire. Well, this in your hand. Okay, he does have a quick ball, so we already see him go in for another Dedenne, probably hoping to get something on board to give him a little more option than just staring there Dedenne and hoping to Tingly return. Tyler doesn't play Aurora Energy, so he's not actually going to Tingly return, but
the prize trade is looking very good for August. He can kill those two Dedennes, and that's 4 prizes right there. Whereas Tyler will have to go through a bunch of single prizes.
Yeah, that's definitely, in August's favor, as long as, the cards fall his way. We see Tyler tossing that Mega Lopunny, Jigglypuff, something that's fallen out of a little bit of favor with the advent of some of the V cards. It's probably not really going to help in this matchup. Looks like he's eyeing up maybe that Turtonator so he can kind of utilize his own single prizers the best that he can. But, for August, that's already 5 prizes on the field, and even if Tyler can recycle that Turtonator, it's a 6th prize real easy.
Don't quite know what else there's to do with, he's just going to attach this. So going into August, don't quite see what August has going on. Take a minute to think. Ultra Space, so unlike, one thing to note is due to the Turn 1's Porter rule, Tyler can't get that Turn 1 Welder, so August is going to be, if he can find Welder, he'll be ahead in that little race that fire decks have going on.
Yeah, I'm wondering if what August is looking at here is, can I start getting lost in that fire energy like we talked about earlier, or is he going to try to find a way to move that giraffe rig back and pull a Fireball Circus on Dedenne to just grab a couple quick prizes? But we'll have to see.
Oh, man. Looks like August is eyeing up that quick ball. Get some more pokes out there.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to go with, though.
Jirachi.
Maybe Jirachi. Yeah, it looks like Jirachi. I guess if he has a switch, he can go to that Jirachi and try to get something like a Welder or... we can't see his hand, so we're not sure what he's missing. The fire or the Welder or a way to get either one.
guess the giraffe is a nice turn 1 play when you just can't get that fireball circus, but I would feel like you would want to go straight consistency and aggro to be able to just quickly take down these Denays. Because I imagine that since Tyler had some time to set up, that next turn he'll be ready to go.
Yeah, I guess maybe August was not sure what he was walking into this round. So he didn't really have an idea of what to start. And, if he was playing something that could just as evenly exchange with him, throwing away the draft rig versus a Blacephalon might have felt better. But yeah, we see him go ahead and go for that get lost play. Tyler goes in with the welder, and he doesn't have anything else really to back up that welder.
I'm digging it. He's got that Jirachi. He's got it immensely.
He does. He's got Jirachi. He's got an egg. He's got an escape board. I think if he could find... oh, yeah, that's not what you want to see, though. I was about to say, if he found a way to get a fire crystal or a flint or something to where he could kind of capitalize on it, maybe, but there's nothing to really capitalize on this hand. I think, in this case, Tyler might even be good to throw that lucky egg on Jirachi and try to refresh his hand a bit and just say, okay, well, I got one Stellar Wish off and that feels good, but, that seems like the best option from this side of the table.
Going first definitely helped out a lot.
Yeah. So I think you can throw that egg down, you can throw a skateboard on Dedenne so he has a pivot, and he would have been able to net an extra card, but he doesn't opt to play the escape board down, which, isn't the end of the world, because...
I think I would have preferred it.
I would have too, but I think he also kind of knows August as a player likes to be kind of aggressive, and he feels like maybe if he threw down the escape board on the Dedenne, August may have tried to use some sort of gust effect to grab it and get rid of the Dedenne with the escape board and take quick prizes.
He's going for the big one. He's got the whole clown gang up on him.
They'll all float too.
But still no, I guess we'll see. It's definitely going to have to retreat to get that Jirachi going. But who knows, he might be interested in contempt to get lost the welder. That would be an interesting thing.
Yeah, maybe get lost the welder and the fire just to limit Tyler's ability to utilize a fire crystal and forcing him and saying get the fiery flint or not. But Jirachi survives another turn. We see Tyler getting into a way to get that fire energy. But this is where August not being as aggressive probably helps him out, that he didn't get rid of that Dedenne, so that Turtonator can't get in there as easily. Tyler would have to play a switch since Jirachi can't grab the escape board.
August knows that Tyler just played a switch, so he has 2 or 3 left, assuming that they are a prize, so he could have 1 to 2 left in the deck.
Down that way. Nick! So we see Tyler get that hurt down. We know he's got a welder in hand, and it does put him in that precarious position that Evan was talking about, where if he plays that welder and he doesn't capitalize on it well, that draft rig may just get rid of another welder, and Tyler could just be out of welders before, he really wants to be.
I feel like we have to go to the pal pad now that that August is fine with going for get lost.
Yeah.
Recognizes that his opponent isn't quite doing much, but now we see.
But Tyler does hit into that switch, and so maybe the correct play now is to take out the giraffe rig before he can do too much more damage, and that looks like what he's going for. I mean, he's about to blow 2 energy on it. It's not the end of the world. August doesn't really have any Blacephalons ready to come in and respond to that Turtonator. But we also see Tyler in his hand didn't have a follow-up welder to capitalize on it. So this lets August get the Jirachi up into the active, and maybe where August has been trying to go is let me get this up here or deal with everything getting thrown out of your discard pile.
I don't agree with this Stellar Wish. I would have tried to Hearth first to thin out the damage.
Yeah, that's just one of those little sequencing things. Sometimes you just don't get punished.
He also still needs a way to get out.
Yeah.
Still would have preferred the thin in it.
But I think here, like, it would even be okay if, to, like, try to save face, he uses the hearth to get the fire energy to play the welder. That way he's thinned at least a little more before he gets that blind draw 3. And we see him go for that gainer of a quick ball in the fire energy to, like, make welder feel at least effective. But now August is hoping on having 6 fire energy, and with an already small hand, that's not going to happen because we know one of those cards is the welder. He's got 2 fire. I won't say not going to happen because these decks are able to get all sorts of crystals, flints out of nowhere and stack the hand really quick, but it's asking a lot.
One thing I would have maybe liked to see is Tyler. I noticed that Tyler doesn't have Ninetales out, so he can't get that 9 temptation. So August might be fine just going for Jirachi. And like the get lost thing, you know. It's like I don't want to kill a giraffe just for August to bring up clowns.
Right.
Is he gonna trade my attackers? So if my Turtonator gets killed, then my I'll have to use maybe Victini and then Heat Ram, and then at that point that's 5 prizes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you got to watch out for that prize trade.
No, I lost.
And so here we see, like,
Nothing.
August go ahead and throw down another fire energy on the same Blacephalon. I might have diversified a little bit just in case something came onto that Blacephalon, so I had less to worry about on another one. But I mean, it's not entirely terrible because, like you just said, he doesn't have the Ninetales on the board. He's probably not playing customs with all the abilities in deck and no access to greens. They're not vulnerable to Great Catcher, so it's not the end of the world. It's just one of those small things that could matter. Maybe it doesn't, but it could.
I had mentioned that August knocking out a Turtonator and then Heat Ran and then Victini, and then finished the game with the Burst Jet. So that's 6 prizes.
Yeah.
August might also have to take out this 15 Prism that we see in the deck, but with all the get lost, how many energy he
Looked like he
needs
threw
6.
3 out.
I think it's reasonable to get 6 in this deck.
Yeah.
I feel like the get lost didn't really get August anywhere, to be honest.
I think if he had one more turn of Get Lost, he could have capitalized on it. So I think, like, if he got rid of 2 welders, leaving Tyler 2 welders plus the PAL pad to play out the remainder of the game, definitely wouldn't have been a bad thing, making it hard to play out that way. Especially, you know, when he had to use 2 welders to not even, like, really power up the Turtonator, but just to have it attack for minimal damage.
I honestly like Tyler's position, being able to just use 1 energy to knock out this Jirachi, because he's basically saying, August, hey, you've got to knock out this Turtonator or else I'm knocking out something else. I've traded 2 Pokemon with... Wait.
He had to use 2 because the Turtonator's not a fire type.
Oh my gosh, how's this?
So, you know, every so often people miss things anyway, but yeah, Turtonator not having that fire typing made it to where Tyler needed a 2nd energy to hit the 100 damage. And now, you know, I think August is throwing a lot of eggs in the basket, hoping that this Blacephalon takes out the Turtonator, because when Turtonator starts trading to take out attackers, it's not a place August wants to be.
Still, even with Turtonator trading 2 for 1, that's pretty good in my opinion.
It's definitely not bad. It's done its work. It kind of helped out the fact that Tyler has 2 Dedines on the field.
It pretty much balanced it out.
Yeah.
But August is going to have to use up 3, and then if this Blacephalon gets knocked out, that's another 3 energy gone.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to watch out for your resources.
But Tyler's hand is pretty bad if this Jirachi doesn't do anything.
I think I would do Palpad now, or wait?
I think it's good for it, because I think he feels like he's at a point where he can still wish with the first Dedenne, skateboard into the other Dedenne, and see 10 cards, or yeah, Jirachis, and then he can switch back into an attacker if he somehow gets one off of all this, which seems unlikely, but
we do see the get lost hurting Tyler at this point, because he would have been able to get 2 welders instead of just 1.
yeah, And, we said that Terminator did its job, but Tyler just doesn't have anything to easily respond with.
There's the welder.
He can grab the welder, but I think you have to grab the Heat Factory because it's going to give you a way to see 8 more cards this turn.
Because you still do have the switch ability, so you're not going to be stuck.
Right.
And because you traded favorably with the Terminator, I think you can afford to give up the Jirachi with the Lucky Egg.
Yeah, I feel like that Lucky Egg on the Jirachi may be the thing that, puts Tyler in a spot where if August does end up attacking into it, it just works so much in his favor.
Would you have raw draw with the Heat Factory first?
You have to do it at the same time.
Yeah, because I think he's trying to get himself, an attacker and a welder, and he doesn't have. Yeah, because I think if you grab communication and then you, I think I'd even thin with the Hearth first, and then drop the Heat Factory, and then draw 3, and see what I can get off of that.
Definitely some good stuff going on from both players. Heat Factory, 1, 2, 3, and yes, we do see.
Okay, so we see both the Victini lovers here.
So it just depends on what.
Yep, so you shuffle your whole hand and draw
I feel like we could draw maybe Victini Prism. Is it a good time?
Yeah, I guess it gives, the option of deal with it, I don't care. But at the same time, if you drop it and...
Oh, it looks like even if Tyler wanted to get Ninetales out, we now know that...
We're not seeing Ninetales right now. He's got 2 Ninetales in deck, but there are no Vulpixes. He's eyeing up that Heatran with that hot burn.
Wait, could he drop Jirachi and play? Didn't he have another switch? Or just one?
He pitched 1 hit switch for the Giant Hearth.
I think Calm goes in discard.
Yeah. Calm, yeah. But this does seem like a super awkward place for August, but also for Tyler, because to make any real use of that Lucky Egg, he's going to have to risk more targets on the field. If the Heatran goes down, that's a great catcher target. If the Victini comes down, and it becomes active, it's not going to feel good either.
If you really want to attach, you attach to the Jirachi with the Escape Ball, not the Delay. Because if August plays Great Catcher, then you can say, fine, alright, I'll just take out the
I agree with that. And we know that, that escape board is going to allow Jirachi to retreat for free anyway, and then Heatran can pick up that energy. But...
I guess Tyler's counting up the number of energies, so for resource managing your resources and Victini Prism.
Yeah. I see where he's thinking with that Lucky Egg, Jirachi getting the fire, but at the same time, I don't think I like it.
Especially with
He just opts not to attach any energy, and I think that's not correct with Heatran in hand. Because if he'd attach to that Jirachi, he'd be able to, welder and go into the Heatran and get an attachment next turn. Whereas next turn, all 3 of his attachments are going to have to go to powering up
Heatran. He gets an extra card.
Yep, and it looks like Tyler has pretty close to 7 cards. 3, 7. So that Lucky Egg's going to offer no value right now.
That's why I heavily disagree with.
I think throwing down the Victini and attaching to at least get 2 cards would have been better than nothing, but maybe there's a thought process here that is galaxy brain beyond our mortal understanding.
That's true. Maybe he feels like he's running out of energy.
That could be. And so we see a Fireball Circus pick off that Jirachi, evening up the prizes. And I think August is, seeing pretty right now. But Tyler did get that Welder, which, is what he has needed for a couple turns now.
I'm not sure. Unless he wants to continue. I don't think it's necessary. I think you hold on to it.
Yeah, I think the dangerous thing with the Heatran though is if August is able to respond, and he's been sitting on that same hand, so maybe he has nothing, but maybe he just has everything at the same time and has just been taking a really conservative path to getting to 6 prizes. But we see the Victini get powered up, which is probably good. That way he's, Tyler's still trying to force August to take 7 prizes in this game.
I'm just confused, especially because, alright, so you went ahead and attached to the Deno, why not just attach to the Jirachi like last turn? Then you want another energy move.
Yeah, but maybe he's trying to conserve for the Heat Factory. Because maybe what he's trying to do is conserve for the Heat Factory, go for an infinity play and get like the Fiery Flint so that he can get more targets.
Maybe he wants to draw his deck and then have the deck be the fire.
Yeah.
That's the one I wanted to.
Like this might be the Heat Factory. Like see. Oh, see. Here, maybe this is where I guess the fruits of the risk.
Yeah.
Definitely coming in.
So we'll see that Victini come up, and that Infinity attack's definitely going to have enough to take a pot shot on Blacephalon, as well as replenish Tyler's energy supply.
Definitely think it's overkill.
Yeah.
But now Jirachi also does less because there's so much fire in there.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe
It's
the
just a
odds
nice
of the Jirachi lasting this turn is probably pretty low.
It makes it even less. I think it's even better.
I mean, for Tyler's.
Yeah. Sorry, the Victini lasting past this turn. Because I think what August is going to want to do is try to gust into those 2 Dedenes to make it even 4 prizes. Try to avoid going on to the odd prize turn.
If he can get it.
Yeah. I mean, he
Seems like he might be frustrated with his hand, not quite sure.
Can't wear ahead of school.
well, it's just eyeing everything up.
All over the place when I wake up.
I believe the viewers can see his hand, but from where we're sitting, we cannot see the hand.
I gotta wait for it to dry. It's like, nah.
August spends his Victini on his own.
Looks like he's maybe hoping to trade Victini for Victini here.
Looks
Lizards.
Lizard. I need to watch this. What am I doing?
I don't know what this thing does.
Alright, so that skateboard coming down is definitely good on his end.
20 damage and then search for 2 energy and attach it.
Alright, so we see a Fire Crystal giving August some of his resources back. So I think the question is, does he have the Welder to capitalize on something? Yep, there it goes. He's got that Victini feeling energized, gain a few more cards. Definitely has the requisite 5 energy to take the knockout on the Victini.
You might have to buy one of these packs. It brings 100 characters over there.
But again, it just feels like this is going to be a bad trade-off here.
Do you see, if Tyler had gotten out, had been able to get out his Ninetales, then he could just go around the Victini and say, hey, well,
Now that you got this dead attacker, let's
yeah,
call it a day.
go around and just pick off your Blacephalons. But obviously those prizes are definitely hurting.
Yeah.
It's understandable to see one Vulpix get prized, but 2 is just out of the game.
And he still hasn't drawn into it yet.
They're probably right next to each other. I wouldn't be surprised.
Probably. And I think kind of like the interesting thing to note here is that Tyler needs 3 turns worth of knockouts to close out the game. And August needs 2, but possibly 3 depending on
How this goes down.
yeah.
Honestly, if he powered up if Tyler was able to get the Ninetales, he could attack with Ninetales to kill Jirachi.
Yep, that definitely could be an option, but he's going to have to hope off of this turn here to hit the Vulpix to make that really happen.
Oh, put back the Dedenne.
That is using Fiery
Oh,
Flame.
okay. Just
And we know he's got like a whole bunch of energy in there after that Infinity last turn.
Because right now I'm looking
would you
for
have capped the
my final let's crack.
I don't know.
You don't want to deck out. That's the huge thing.
Yeah, I think
he's
like
got what he's got.
I think what he really is hoping for is not to have to lose those Ninetales and the 2 Welders. That just feels atrocious.
He has to work with what he's got now.
Yeah.
You can literally just pass when.
Oh, yeah, it's right there.
Oh my god.
You got any absolutes and specials for true?
Good luck.
He decked out.
Maybe it's just a cooler. And then I'll play power.
Yeah, sorry for the dead air here, but these guys are taking their time in these last few turns. They have about 5 minutes left in the round. There's no reason they shouldn't finish out. But we see Heatran come up, which I think is step 1 of August's master plan here is being able to pop 4 energy to knock out the Heatran.
goes and lost him.
Oh yeah, my bad.
It's okay.
Yep, I have to switch it to a Pokemon. So then I'm gonna be yeah, so just like thinning that one card is helpful.
Usually my first look is around the lick. I only don't keep the deck, but that's an extra 40 right there. And then if you run the Vitality Band, it's 50. That's
So I just knows like if he whiffs the knockout on this turn, he's pretty well out of the game because Tyler just needs 2 turns of back-to-back knockouts to capitalize on anything here.
Looks like Tyler finally got that Vulpix and still could technically go that route that I said being if he needed that spare attacker going in with Ninetales to finish the game with the Jirachi.
It's true. It's true.
Don't want to like put yourself out of the game.
I think the problem is like if August gets the knockout on this turn, it comes down to can he take a knockout on his next turn and he wins, or can Tyler even get a knockout on his turn? Because if Tyler misses the knockout, it gives August 2 more turns to stabilize.
But no, this is I've been playing this deck.
See that Stellar Wish coming out.
I want actually two
Looks like maybe August hit a
You grabbed 6.
Uh-oh.
My fault.
Yep, just grab an extra card. We're not, it's not the end of the world. It was just drawn in order. He didn't shuffle them around or anything.
I think August had a pretty clear idea of what he wanted to win. So.
Yeah, I'm sure as long as that Fiery Flint wasn't the 6th card, he knew, let's go here, because this is going to be my 4 fire energy to take the knockout on the Heatran this turn.
Fisherman. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I remember a couple weeks ago hearing about who plays Fisherman and Baby Blounds, and well, here it is, guys.
And the Fiona.
Yeah.
I honestly could see the Fiona staying just to push in case Tyler wants.
Well, it doesn't really change anything for August, though, because Tyler has the 2 Dedenne, so it's going to be, you need 4 energy to knock out this
Maybe just great
Dedenne.
catcher's fine
Yeah.
if he plays it. I'm just not 100%.
I mean, I just would say, Tyler's not the type of person who's going to throw up Dedenne, and August is sitting there with 1 fire energy, and he's like, Whirlpool Suction, please throw up the Jirachi. We're not going to see that happen, so I mean...
So it looks like August definitely has the knockdown with the 4 energy from the fire point.
Right.
But now August basically passing the. It's kind of like both players go back and forth asking, "Hey, do you have a response? Okay, do you have a response? All right, do you have a response?"
And here we are, August pretty well saying what he hopes to do on his next turn, which is going to be use Burst GX for a game, because he didn't have that GX counter out about 30 seconds ago. So he's like, all right, come on. I got it in hand now.
Is there does Tyler have reset skill?
I think he does. I
That would
don't
be
have his
so
list memorized.
interesting if Tyler goes for the reset stamp, knocks out this Blacephalon, and then just seals August out of the game. Oh man, we see, yeah.
See, here's where that infinity comes back to get him.
Oh man.
Especially a 6-card deck, if he knows that the reset stamp's in there, knowing that 6 card was the reset stamp.
I would have heat factoried, and then Stellar Wish to guarantee it.
Yeah. And here he is using the quick ball just to even see what's in there. But yeah, he didn't have that reset stamp available to him.
I didn't see it at all.
Nope.
So maybe just no.
Said offhand, I don't remember if he's playing it. It may be in his prizes.
Tyler definitely gets the knockout now, but it's up to August. He needs a way to switch, and he needs the he has
I'm about to say he has
Jirachi.
Jirachi with a
So
skateboard.
does he have it? He either has it or he doesn't.
Let's see, Tyler was not playing reset stamp, so that was never an option.
Yeah, we have our.
So we see August in here with about 30 seconds left on the clock.
But I heavily doubt we're going to go to him.
Well,
Unless
I think
both
with how
players
long
get
it's taking him to
stalled.
play, he doesn't have the Blacephalon in hand. Because otherwise, just slam it down, retreat, attach the fire energy. He must be missing something.
Maybe he's like, I think it was a sequencing.
Maybe.
He can also get the knockout.
Okay, so now we see the Ultra Space come down. And as long as that last prize is a Blacephalon, and it's definitely not, we see Blacephalon come down, and we're probably just going to see Verse GX for game, or something's going to be really crazy here. And there we go. And that brings us to the end of round 1 of Tuesday Night Takedowns. We'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes. But, you know, if you like what you saw, give us a like.